Well, around this neck of the woods, someone tells you to go jump in a lake. You want to oblige them. But we want to talk a little bit about water safety and the risk of diving-related accidents. Now, despite ongoing education by organizations such as the Red Cross, diving continues to be the leading sports-related cause of spinal cord injuries in Canada. Many diving incidents leaving the diver completely paralyzed from the neck down. That sounds a little scary, but speaking with me today is Sloan Mandel, a partner from Thomson Rogers and a member of the Personal Injury Alliance. Good morning, Sloan.
Great to be with you, Jackie.
Now, it may surprise some of our listeners to learn that diving does cause more spinal cord injuries than sports such as hockey. Now, what kind of numbers are we talking about, Sloan?
In Ontario alone, we see close to 60 major spinal cord injuries per year from diving-related incidents. We know that 90% of these injuries result in what's called complete or incomplete quadriplegia. For the benefit of your listeners, that's an injury to the spine that results in partial or total loss of use of both arms and both legs. And we also know that the majority of these victims or survivors are older boys or young men between the ages of 17 and 22, and more than half of these incidents involve the use of alcohol or drugs.
Now, how serious an impact do these accidents have on the victim and their families?
Yeah, it's rare for an injury of this kind to be minor. Usually, the impact is devastating, both for the victim and the family. There's often a long and painful rehab. There's a absence from the workforce, and there are tremendous costs associated with providing the ongoing care that the victim or the survivor will require.
Now, what can cottage owners do to help protect themselves about this?
Well, Jackie, all property owners, including cottage owners, have a legal duty to take reasonable steps to make sure that their properties are safe, and they also have a duty to make sure that the activities being carried on at the cottage or the property are safe. And what this means specifically for a cottage owner is, well, is your place on a waterway, like a lake or a river? If so, is your place suitable for diving? How deep is the water? We know as a fact that 95% of all diving injuries occur in water 1.5 meters deep or less, so about 5 feet or less, in unsupervised settings with no warning signs. So have you warned your guests? Do you have a sign? Have you checked the water levels? Do they fluctuate? Are there things lurking under the water that have moved or shifted? And so these are some of the things that you have to do to try to prevent an injury from occurring. Like the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. If an accident should happen, then your listeners will want to ensure that they have adequate insurance coverage. And most people that I see in my practice have insufficient or inadequate insurance coverage. There are companies out there that will write policies that provide for $10 million of coverage, and in a severe spinal cord injury case, often you need that type of coverage to be fully protected.
Now, from a legal point of view, if someone has been injured in a diving-related accident, what should they do, Sloan?
There's obviously the human side of this, so you got to lean on family and friends and get some of the support that you need. You got to take a breath, and then you got to call a qualified, and I stress the word qualified, personal injury lawyer. Jackie, credentials matter. When you suffered an injury like this, you're highly vulnerable, you're distracted, and the last thing you want to do is have to interview a bunch of lawyers, and you don't want to hire a salesman to run your lawsuit. So your listenership, if possible, should educate themselves. Visit our website, pialaw.ca. Take a look at the 3 member firms of the PIA, McLeish Orlando, Oatley Vigman, and my firm, Thomson Rogers. Fortunately, we have a wealth of experience, tremendous resource, and industry respect. Hopefully your listeners, they'll never need us, but if they do, they'll know where to look.
Well, that's amazing again, pialaw.ca, and great legal advice there, Sloan. Thanks so much for talking to us today.
Pleasure to be with you.